This one is about Elecare. What is Elecare? Let me tell you. Hey everyone, we're back with another video. Whoa, where you going? Clearly you're not going to be a part of this one. So today we're going to be talking about Elecare Formula. You know it? Now, what is Elecare? Elecare is a hypoallergenic formula. It is made for kids that have milk protein allergies. So essentially, instead of being made of milk proteins, Elecare is made of amino acid proteins. Now, you may be wondering how we started using Elecare. And basically, if you have not seen some of my previous videos, we figured out that Cameron has a milk protein allergy. We tried at least 5-6 different regular formulas and they were not working for us. We were on only infant brands. So we started with the newborn one, which is the yellow one. Essentially, he was really fussy. I could tell his stomach was hurting him. He was having acid reflux and throwing up. Then we moved on to Gentilese, which is the purple one, and it's known to ease stomach pain and gas. Now that one was giving him the runs really, really bad, so much that it was burning his skin and giving him a rash. So we moved on from that one, and then we moved to the soy, which I think is the green can. That kind of was helping a little bit, but it was making him constipated, so we couldn't stay on it long. And at this time, he was also developing a lot of skin rashes, which, at first the doctor was saying was normal, but with time we realized it was really eczema. So he was reacting to something. We were trying to figure out what it was. So after the soy, we're like, okay, this is probably coming from the milk. Let's try some of the specialized formulas that they offer. So one kind is called Nutramigen, and there's another kind called Alimentum. Right, Kimmy? Still allergic to those. So the thing about those that no one really told us until recently is that, yes, they're made for kids that have milk protein allergy, but it still contains milk protein. What they do is they break it down so much that normally kids that have a milk protein allergy will not react to it. Needless to say, the Nutramigen and the Alimentum, they both are still giving him problems. He was having skin flare-ups all over his face, on his cheeks, on his wrists, his arms, his elbows, his legs, everything, everywhere. It was really, really bad, his eczema. So we went in to talk to the doctor. We felt like our personal doctor was not giving us the right information, and so we went on to a pediatric GI specialist a few weeks ago. And so we went and we explained our experience with the formulas, and she agreed that it sounded like a really severe milk allergy. And so what she did was she tested his poop for blood. It was negative, but then she told us about Elecare. And we're so glad because it's really the only formula that has been working for him. His skin has cleared up so much. But the thing is, when you go online, when you look up Elecare, even on YouTube, you look up Elecare and nothing comes up. It's not really a formula that's talked about, and it's really hard to find in stores. So here's what I've learned about it so far. Number one, it is a struggle to find this formula in the store. There's a website called abbott.com. And basically you type in Elecare and then you put in your zip code and it lets you know where in the area you can find the formula, right? So I did that. I found 2 or 3 stores. We went to those 2 or 3 stores. No one knew what I was talking about. They're like, Elecare, what is that? What is it for? Nope, never heard of it. So I'm like, okay, alright, that's cool, whatever. So I'm calling around trying to figure out where the heck I can find this, because at this point he only had maybe 2 cans left. So I'm really trying to figure out where I can find it. But I found out that only some stores have it. So some Walmarts, some ShopRites, some Stop and Shops, some CVS's, some Walgreens. You really, to save time, I would say call the store and ask before you get there, because it's really frustrating to keep looking around and going to these different places only to be turned around because no one knows what you're talking about. For the most part, it is covered by insurance. It really just depends on your insurance plan and coverage policy and the diagnosis that you have. I know when my pediatrician mentioned it, she said that she wouldn't be able to do a prescription for us because typically with insurance companies, they want to know that you've been to a GI specialist before they'll give you the formula. Like, they don't want to just go by what the regular pediatrician says. They want to know that you've seen a specialist. So that's what you have to do. I found out that WIC covers it. Those of you who may be on WIC or thinking about going on WIC, they do cover it, but you do have to fill out a form that needs to be filled out by your pediatrician, just stating why the child needs the Elecare. These cans are super, super expensive. The cheapest I've seen for one of these cans is about $35, $40. The cases of 6 can be up to like $270. Yeah, super expensive. So you really do want to see if you can get it covered by insurance or through WIC. Like, if you don't want to break the bank, which I'm sure if you're like me, you don't want to do that. Cam goes through about 2 of these every week. So you can imagine how quickly these go. And like I said, they come in cases of 6 for $300 pretty much, which is crazy. It's really frustrating because, you know, you figure it's going to be hard to find this. And for them to charge an arm and a leg for something that the child needs because of an allergy is just kind of ridiculous. I feel like they're just kind of taking advantage of kids who are in unfortunate situations like these. It just doesn't seem right. So in a nutshell, his allergy symptoms were rashes all over, vomiting. He had like the acid reflux where the milk would come up or he would start to kind of choke on it. Really bad stomach pain, diarrhea, really itchy skin. You could see poop. He was screaming a lot and arching his back. Now all of these symptoms kind of transpired over time. It's not like they all came at once, but those are all the symptoms that we did see, and when you put them all together, it screams allergy, milk allergy. So I'm super thankful that the GI specialist recommended this. It's definitely working. I do plan to keep him on this. The GI specialist also recommended that we do not give him any type of dairy until he turns 1. So we're supposed to go back in to see her maybe a month or 2 before he turns 1, and then we'll figure out how we'll start to reintroduce dairy into his diet. We will see how that works out. If you have any specific questions or things I didn't cover about this formula, comment below, message me. You can find me on social media, and I will definitely answer your questions. If you need help finding it, I don't mind helping you do that. If you like your formula, you could care less. So I will link down below the website you can look at to see what local stores might sell this. And then I'll also link down any other additional information you can find on it that might be helpful for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching our video. Be sure to like and comment, and definitely subscribe if you have not already. Pam, he's looking at his pacifier. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. So nosy.